I do someone else. Okay. So you probably learned, hopefully maybe you met somebody new, and hopefully you learned something. Who has maybe what you might consider to be the strangest first job?
Olivia.
Oh, Olivia, what was your first job?
Well,
I'll look in your eye.
I did lifeguarding, and then now I do like stuff people around.
Well, exactly, an agent in training.
That's unique for a 17-year-old.
That is pretty unique, yeah. Anyone else have an interesting first job?
I would say that Maria does.
Okay.
She was a freshman in high school when she moved here from Mexico. Ecuador, excuse me. And she worked in the park and she started learning English swear words.
You know, you can put them together.
That's awesome. Those are skills that can continue to come in handy. I'd like to be bilingual or trilingual in swear words at the very least. Yes, always comes in handy. Okay, that was a fun way to start. Let's take a couple of moments in gratitude, which is always a good way to start the meeting. So whether you write a few things down that you're grateful for, if you just close your eyes and be mindful of some things that you're grateful for. Let's just take the next 45 seconds and spend it quietly in gratitude. Okay, and I think some gratitude messages from the front gratitude bucket maybe were passed around. Does anybody have a piece of paper? Okay, the Sarahs. Sarah squared.
Mine says, I am grateful for helpful spirit.
Boom. Me too.
Market Center.
Maybe, I think. Awesome. I like helpfulness.
This one says, I'm grateful for color and beautiful. So I don't know if that means beautiful color.
Nice.
I think that was me.
That was you?
Are you grateful for color and beautiful? Me too.
Diane's just one of these.
Didn't know we had it in common. Yes. I'm grateful for sunshine today. The sun is
Before the
out.
polar
For a
vortex.
minute.
No.
It's gonna get real cold, folks.
No.
No,
Are there any other gratitude messages? Did any more get passed out, or were there just the two up there? Okay. Yes.
I think
David.
the spirit of teamwork is pretty evident in here.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, being from different brokerages, it's pretty evident here.
Well, thank you for saying that, and I feel it too. I hope you guys all feel that this is lots of teamwork, lots of good teamwork. Thanks for pointing that out, David. Yeah.
I'm grateful for you for bringing Red Bench to this office.
Oh,
We had a huge crowd in here today, and
Yeah,
I
it was a
invite
good crowd.
everybody to come.
Yay. Torch to Ronnie and Sarah, who are now leading it, and who are also leading the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force and committee in our office. So if you haven't attended Red Bench, come on, it's fun. We're learning a lot. We're sharing together. None of us have the answers, but we know that together we're gonna make an impact. So we would love for you to be there. I did post in the Facebook group. Ronnie shared for the last 2 sessions we've been watching Jim Crow of the North. Super eye-opening, really educational. I think all of us, kind of had those moments of like, wow, I had no idea. So if you haven't watched it, posted the link in the Facebook group. So I definitely encourage everybody to watch that and to just get a better understanding of of the role that inequality has played, but more specifically, you know, home ownership is truly a pathway to true freedom and equality. And we play a special role in that as realtors. So so I think that, you know, we owe it to ourselves and to our communities to be more informed. So awesome. All right. So let's get excited about something new. Speaking of spirit, it's kind of interesting. The spirit of leadership and the spirit of helpfulness, helpful spirit. I love it. So kind of funny, but we are actually introducing something new, something extra, something fabulous. I have been on the hunt. I have been on the hunt for months for an ugly trophy. I have been to thrift stores, Goodwills, all around, and I finally found the ugliest trophy I can find. It is so special. It is actually even missing some components. And I apparently I've never won a trophy before because I didn't know this. I was telling my mom about it because it was like, score, I finally got the trophy. I thought, okay, because it says crystal here. It's a showstopper award. This is from a dance competition. And Crystal, I was like, oh, I wonder who Crystal is.
No, it was in crystal.
No.
No?
It's a crystal.
It is the crystal. This is plastic crystal. It's not crystal I got in my house. It's the Crystal Award. So whoever is going to be winning this, don't be thinking you're going to pawn this off and, you know, get this crystal, because this is special, and it's so special that I feel like the best feature of it is that I'm going to leave the price tag on it. $3.99 at Goodwill, friends. We are all about special here. So we're implementing something new, and we're going to be doing a spirit award every team meeting. Okay, so twice a month we're going to be giving a spirit award. Since I am the purchaser of the trophy, I am going to award the first time, but then going forward, whoever won it is going to give it next time. Okay, so let me just give you the description of what we're looking for here. This one is going to be awarded to somebody in this room, which I'll tell you in a moment. So it says on here, at KW, we lift others up. We are growth-minded. We lead by example. Customers always come first. We know that trust begins with honesty and integrity, and we always do the right thing. This is who we're awarding it to, is somebody who exemplifies that. So when you are the winner of the Spirit Award, it's a high honor. And for the next 2 weeks, you need to be on the lookout for the next recipient of it. So somebody who's doing something displaying KW culture through and through. So I want to tell you just really quickly about the first recipient winner. This person has stepped up to teach classes in this market center when others have forgotten that it was their turn, and so got to teach a class and sort of like spur of the moment. Also did some live lead gen. Okay, first of all, who's ever made a cold call in your life? Right, all of us. Have you ever done it for an audience? Okay, it's hard enough to do it like in the privacy of your own office with the door closed, but this person got in front of a room and did it in front of other people. He is an ALC redshirt this year, so meaning that he qualifies to be on the ALC, and he is doing all the things and aiming to be on the ALC, full ALC next year. And Jason Oliver, if you don't mind coming up. Don't pawn this. Don't pawn that.
I just want to say thank you for everybody.
Yes.
I just hope to give back to the market.
I want to thank my bye.
Yes, exactly. And although you don't get to keep the trophy, because you're going to find somebody, you do get to keep the certificate. So we're so proud of you. So proud of you, Jason Oliver. All right. Taylor, come on up for some coming soon and buy our needs.
So I'm going to go through these very quickly today because we have a lot of stuff, and I want to spend all of the time on the listings because that's the crucial part in our businesses right now. but just a reminder, I will post this in the Facebook group. So please check and reference the buyer needs as well, and help each other find business. So I'll kick it off. Chris Oakey has one end of February. Richfield area, 240s, 1.5 story, 3-bed, 1 bath. Dean and Shannon have one coming on 400s in Savage, modified 2-story, 4-bed, 3-bath. Check the notes on that one. There's some for sale by owner stuff. John and Allison have one coming on the 6th, 449, Burnsville, single family, 2-story, 4-bed, 4-bath. Melissa Mercer has one coming on, is that tomorrow, I think? It's 320 Rosemont, split, 4-bed, 2-bath. Terry has one coming on end of February, 215, St. Paul area, 1.5, 4-bed, 2-bath. Tasha, I think I saw you here. Yeah, you're in here. February 9th, 249.9 in St. Paul, 1.5, 4-bed, 2-bath. Anything you want to touch on with that one?
Nice above ground pool. They finished off with 3-season porch and 2 all season space. Cute little house.
Awesome.
Definitely a good place to be.
Michelle has one coming on end of February, 484 Apple Valley. It's a twin home, 1-level walkout, 3-bed, 3-bath. Lisa Brainer has one coming on the 19th, 234.9 Maple Grove townhouse. That's a 2-bed, 2-bath. Colin has one coming on the 12th, 244.9 in Apple Valley. That's a townhouse, 3-bed, 2-bath. Jeff has one February, maybe March, 239.9 in Apple Valley. It's a townhouse. Colin has another one, 319.9 Albert Lee, single family, 3-bed, 3-bath. Scroll up just a little bit more. Zach has one coming on this spring, 225 Rush City, single family, 2-bed, 1-bath. Sarah, you have one coming on tomorrow, 320 Apple Valley, single family, 3-bed, 2-bath. Anything you want to add to that one?
Cute updated kitchen. They have a huge fenced backyard, oversized 2-car garage. Near Canes in Apple Valley.
Every time I drive by there, there's like a line all the way down there. I'll skip down to these other 2 that you have.
Sure.
And then you have 2 more in March. One of them's 300 Blaine, single family, 3-bed, 2-bath.
That one, she's got a huge 4-car garage and workshop. Home is a little dated, but it's in excellent condition. About, I think it's 2,500 square feet. And then the one in Northeast, that will hopefully be coming on. I think I put March. I'm hoping he'll put it on this month. Cute little 2-story in Northeast Minneapolis, 2-bed, 1-bath. Lots of good updates in there too.
Awesome. Jason Herkamp has one on March 5th, and that's 549.9 Eden Prairie, single family, 5-bed, 4-bath. And then Jason Oliver has one, 275 Coon Rapids, single family, 4-bed, 2-bath. Anything you want to hit on with that one, Jason?
Single level living, no basement, big yard, lot of fence.
Awesome.
Great price.
Lisa, I see you back there. You've got one coming on mid-February, 144.9 St. Paul. It's a condo, 2-bed, 1-bath. Anything you want to add to that one?
Just right behind St. Paul Cathedral.
Okay. And then we also talked about yours in Maple Grove coming on the 19th, 234.9. Anything you want to add to that one?
Beautiful, beautiful view, overlooks the wetland. Kind of designed it when we bought it 3 years ago and had all the paint design together, so very nice.
Very cool. Okay. March Mill has one mid-February, low to mid-300, South Minneapolis, single family, 3-bed, 2-bath. Chase has one at end of February, 245 in Lakeville, townhouse, 2-bed, 2-bath. And then Candace, you have one mid-February, 225 Burnsville, townhouse, 3-bed, 2-bath. Anything you want to touch on with that?
It's pretty updated. Organic countertops, all that. And then split level, like I said, and then it's like a family room and a living room. So it's pretty spacious, about 1,500.
Awesome. Anybody else have coming soon listings that they want to share with the rest of the group? Yeah, I'll start with you, Kelly, and then we'll go to you, Michelle.
I have one that will be coming the end of this month in Lakeville, split level, 4-bed, 2-bath, I believe, 2-car garage. Kind of a small lot, but fully fenced. Will probably be somewhere in the low 3s.
Okay. Awesome. And Michelle?
I have one in Savage coming on, it'll be 300 basically, 300, and it's a 3-2, 3-car garage. And then I have a triplex coming next week too, and that's in South Minneapolis. And so that is gonna be 400.
Okay, awesome.
I have a buyer for that.
All right, check with Dwayne, winner. As you can understand, a ton of buyer needs, just for the sake of time.
Yeah.
We're just gonna move on, but I will post those in the Facebook group so that you guys can reference those. You wanna skip back?
Yep.
I wrapped up the month yesterday, so wanted to share some January numbers. Everything in red is an all-time record for January. You guys have continued the awesome momentum you had in 2020. Obviously, with the beginning of the year, the month over month and the year-to-date numbers are the same thing. So closed units, you guys are up 80%, all-time record for January. Closed volume, you guys are up 99%. Listings taken, up 57%. Listings taken volume, you guys are up 108%. Listings sold, up 79%. Listings sold volume, up 98%. Contracts written, up 101%. Contracts written volume, 122%. And of course, our favorite number, closed GCI, you guys' money, up 100%, so double last January.
Oh,
So,
man. Yeah.
good job, guys.
We're celebrating.
And then I did just want to give a brief ALC update. This is something we've been talking about with the ALC. So we're talking about showing assistant models. So a showing assistant on a team is another role outside of a buyer or a listing specialist. Really, their job is to just go and show homes for your agents. So we've been looking at that model. Currently, they're at quarter cap, which is the same cap as a buyer's agent or a listing specialist. And we're proposing that we change that to match what we have for our licensed executive assistants in the office to $1,250. We've done a lot of research both locally and across the country, and we feel like this model better matches a win for both the market center, team rainmaker, buyer listing specialist, and for those showing assistants. And then to ensure that we uphold the integrity of that cap, there are certain things that showing assistant, their scope of work includes, and then anything that goes beyond that, we would then consider them a buyer specialist. So making sure that they are truly staying in that showing assistant role. So if you have questions about this, reach out to one of us, reach out to an ALC member. We're proposing it and looking to vote for it at the next meeting on the 10th at 10:30. So any questions about that, come find someone on leadership or an ALC member. That's all I got.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. And we love to welcome new faces. I don't think he's in the room, but look out for David Hudson. Anna, thank you for referring him to the Market Center. We're so excited for him. So when you see him, welcome, give him a warm welcome. And we have another new face in the office, and I'm going to invite her to come up and introduce herself. Come up.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So as probably everybody in the room knows, Melissa is our new broker, and so she and Steve will be kind of tag teaming the month of February. But we are so excited to have you, and I just wanted her to come up and introduce herself and tell us a little bit about your journey into real estate and a little bit about you, Melissa.
Perfect, I'd love to. Well, as Melissa said, my name's Melissa. That's going to be so easy for you. And it's terribly unfair because it's kind of hard for me to remember 170 of your names, but I commit to working on it. I actually grew up in Lakeville. I met Olivia when we were in middle school, if you can believe it. Then I went off to college in Madison, and my favorite color ever since has always been red. So when this opportunity presented itself, my two little daughters, 7 and 10, they said, "Mom, oh my gosh, you can wear red every day." So I got married actually right out of college, and I married into a family where they all worked in real estate and construction. My mother-in-law started in the 70s, and my father-in-law, who just passed away, started a construction company, and he built a lot of the homes in this metro area. And when I was in college, they said, "You should really get your real estate license." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think sales are for me. More interested in corporate America." But I got it, and I loved it. So I've been hustling, just like you guys have been hustling, selling houses for 20 years. But now at the age of my daughters at 10 and 7, I want to spend a little bit more time with them. And I was craving change, and this opportunity presented itself. The broker role is something that I have a lot to learn, but I think I'm a good fit for it. I really like to dot I's and cross T's. I like accuracy and advocacy, but I also love a team atmosphere, and I'm so excited and honored to be a part of this leadership team working to support you guys here. So I know that I'm joining a group of leaders, and I have a lot to learn, but I'm here to help you, and I hope that you guys call on me when you need me. What I really want from you right now is to come introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about yourself. My office door will be open every day, kind of midday, 9:30 to 2:30-ish, and just stop in. I'm here to help you, to fight for you and advocate for you and educate you if you need some, but I know there's a lot of other people here doing that too.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Perfect. Oh my goodness. We're so excited, and take her up on that offer. Her door is open, so go introduce yourself. We're so excited you're here. Okay, we're gonna fly through some of these things because we've got a great speaker joining us over Zoom. So today and next week, as most of you already know, Ignite is going on roughly 1 to 4 every day. Check the training calendar for sure to know what the topics are. And just so everybody knows, it's not just for new agents. So if you see a topic on there and you're like, I'd really like to see how someone else tackles listing presentations, or I need to brush up on some lead gen skills, show up for that. Everybody's welcome. Tomorrow we've got forms class, listing contracts with Ricardo. So at 11 o'clock it'll be on Zoom. The link is in the Friday email. Remember, we've got family reunion coming up February 15th through the 18th. So make sure you are getting registered for that. I don't know that we still have the sign up sheet is at the front desk. So if you haven't signed up, just pop by Angela and get signed up for that. Remember, we're going to get group pricing, so $80 a ticket. So don't go on and pay $129. We can order. Taylor, did you have something?
If you want to, please sign up today, because we do need to get enough for another block. So we need to register sooner than later. So check that out today if you are interested whatsoever.
Yeah, perfect. And then February 22nd, we have another guest coming in to talk about how can you take advantage of, how do you find distressed listings, and there is a forbearance listing opportunity as well. So Christina Griffin is a rockstar KW agent who's going to be teaching that class for us. So that's a pretty special thing. Make sure you have that on your calendar. All right. And then we already talked about family reunion. And we talked about this last time, but I just want to reiterate, Quantum Leap is a training program that equips young people with some of the mindset and goal setting skills that a lot of us maybe didn't learn until we came to KW, or at least as an adult. So this is an opportunity for kids to learn. Wendy Papazan is teaching the one on February 24th. It's from 9 to 3. She just asks for a $15 donation to KW Kids Cares. KW Cares, KW Kids Camp. This one's for anybody can attend. Oh, okay. Yes, I want you guys to take advantage of watching her do it, because you can become certified to do this as well. So we'll talk more about that, but put that on your calendar if you're interested. All right. And we already talked about this actually. So we're starting something new. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been hearing some crunching, so I know some of you are taking advantage of your little treat. So we know how much fun are pop buys. To drop by, we can't see everybody. We want to give people love. So to do a little pop buy, something that you drop off on your farm's doorstep, put a little bag hanging on their door. Every month, we're going to be doing a sample pop buy just for you. So, you are the heart of the market center, but if you flip it over, here's some ideas for how you could use this in your real estate business. So when the conversation turns to buying homes or selling real estate, call me to get you the heart of the matter. There you go, there's a tagline. So anyway, every month you're going to have an idea for an inexpensive pop buy that you could do, and obviously a treat for you too. So I am excited for that. Thank you, Kim, for putting that together. That's so awesome. All right, Jessica, run.
I know. I wanted to get here. So here is the flyers for Ignite. So I'm going to pass these around. You can take a snapshot of it. The other thing that we didn't get on the update was that tomorrow we have lead gen from 8:30 to 11. We should have room this full, don't you think, Anna? That would be amazing.
We should. We actually have a guest speaker tomorrow from State Bank that's coming in to talk about how to get the smell out of your listing and about his services. And his name is Bob, and he's really cool. Yeah, so.
Okay, thank you for putting that together. Okay. The other thing is our listing competition.
Yes, which we're gonna share details on when we have them. We don't quite have them all flushed out yet, but it won't start until February. Oh, there's David.
So that's up and coming. The listing competition is up and coming, and the most exciting part of that is that list of the listing.
Yes.
So
Perfect.
that's.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna share more details when we get them all mapped out, but basically there's gonna be cash prizes. Who knows if when you do a listing contest, what's the real prize? But it's still really fun to be able to stick your hand in a big jar of $100 bills and pull some money out. So we're probably gonna give you that opportunity too. So we'll kick off February 15th and it will run through the end of March and we'll be having lots of fun around that. So what better than to get fired up about listings right now? Let's hop in.
Right, so Ignite is every day, 1 to 4, through Thursday and the next week, Monday to Thursday. So it's recorded, hop on, and that's all I have. So.
Okay, thank you, Jess. Woo-hoo! All right, new American funding. Come on up, gentlemen.
So we have a quick video for you.
It started right away.
It was super quick. But it went so fast, I'll just kind of highlight everything that you just saw. You probably missed 90% of it. So basically, we at New American Funding, when you close a deal with us, you're gonna get a 7-year post-close campaign. You're gonna get put on a 7-year post-close campaign for your customer. And so just a show of hands, how many, truthfully, are implementing a 36-touch program right now?
Good job, guys.
Okay, that's awesome. And it looks like a majority of you aren't. And I'm glad that you're, honest with me. And I know a lot of agents have approached me and, wanted to do that. And I fully support it because that's one of the best things you can do for your business is to stay top of mind. And so a lot of us are struggling to do so. And, what we do at what we have in our post-close campaign is automated co-branded emails that get sent out. You get about 3 of them per year to your customer after the post-close campaign. And then you can also put them on a campaign during, before you close with them as well. But then they also get an automated co-branded closing card. And then an really underrated co-brand, touch is the mortgage statement. You're co-branded on the mortgage statement. And because we're a direct lender with New American Funding, and we service the loan for the life of it, you will be on that mortgage statement the entire time that they have that mortgage. And then on top of that, there's birthday cards, purchase anniversary cards, and holiday cards. They're all mailers that are sent at no cost to you guys. So that's the big key here is that all these things are at no cost to you guys. And it's just an automated process when you close the deal with us. So if anybody wants to meet and talk about other ways that we can help improve your 36-touch program, I'm here to help and schedule that through Brian Ryan. We'd be happy to do that for you.
Sounds great. I talk about this with customers all the time and just got a question, and I do hear questions from you about, we've got sellers who can't find houses. Well, what do we do? I don't want to sell my house and then I'll be homeless. And so I wanted to talk again about our recast program, which basically is, our sellers, they have this money tied up in their current house, let's say $100,000 if they want to put down on a new house. Well, they don't want to sell, you list their house, boom, you sell it. Now what do? They're making offers, they can't find a house to buy. And so this is an opportunity to sell their house. I should say, buy a house before they sell or during that process. All right. And what they can do then is take advantage of our recast feature, which there are other companies out there that do it, but not a lot. And so what's going on there is they can put a smaller amount down on the new purchase, let's say 5%. All right. Pay 5% down on mortgage insurance. Okay. But in that case, they can purchase the new house and then work on selling their old house. All right. Couple things that go along with that. They'll have to qualify for both mortgages. Not an easy thing, but you'd be surprised a lot of our customers can do that. Or maybe we pay off something to get them so they'll qualify for both mortgages. And again, ideally that's not going to be for a long time, but there's no guarantee that it sells, so they do have to qualify for both payments. So then when the old house sells, okay, so now they have a new house and they're working like heck to get the old house sold. They sell it, they've got $100 grand. All right, they can take that 100,000, apply it down onto the new mortgage, lower the principal, lower the payment based on that lower principal, and hey, now they're below 80% loan to value, so they can get rid of the mortgage insurance. All right, so it's a good, again, it doesn't fit everybody, but you'd be surprised, it fits a lot. And this is a way to kind of, let's go out, let's make offers I can afford. And we all know it's going to sell in a heartbeat now anyhow. But I can afford to buy something non-contingent, which is the key. And then, okay, hey, I found a house and an offer, it's accepted. Boom, let's get it sold. They'll probably still put that 100 grand down on that new purchase, but they can do it non-contingent. All right. So, any other questions or anything else comes up, let me know, and we can certainly talk over. All right.
Perfect.
And Jason, congratulations on your work.
Yes.
By the way, that is a nice outfit you have on today.
Oh my goodness. Okay, thanks guys. That's awesome. All right, Ricardo Gonzalez is going to be our guest speaker here. So let me get myself start my video, and all right. Ricardo, are you there? Hopefully. Ricardo,
Hello?
all right, there you are. Awesome. There you are.
Hey, how are you doing today?
All right, we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Okay.
I'm just getting myself situated. All right.
Oh, perfect. All right. So, so just so everybody knows, I reached out to some Rockstar team leaders across the country, and I said, who do you have in your office? If you needed somebody to teach somebody how to do internet lead gen conversion at a high level, who would it be? And I'm going to tell you, Ricardo, I mean, I just heard such great things about you from Jack, and so that's why we're together. So you guys have an opportunity to learn from somebody who's doing this as the professional that he is. So we're going to dive straight into some questions, and I know you've got something that you're part of your process that you're going to share with us as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys, thank you so much for inviting. What questions y'all have? Do you want to ask me, or do you want me to just go right into it? Let me know.
Well, give us a little bit of background. So tell us a little bit about, how many years have you been in the business? Do you have a team? Or are you a solo agent? And then what are you anticipating your 2021 volume will be?
Okay. So obviously you guys know I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I speak Spanish. My name is Ricardo Gonzalez. I'm in the Heritage office. This is going to be my 5th year in the business. I started my team last year, 2020 in December. So this is going to be my actual first year with my team. I ended last year by myself. We closed, I hate to say this, but we were 362,000 short from 10 million. So that's where we're at. My goal was 10 million for 2020. We were just one house away. Right now, everything that we had in December kind of rolled into January, which is, it's okay. But we right now have over 2 million already in contract, and we'll close by February. So that's good. Our goal for 2021 is 20 million. So that is our goal for 2021. It's right now myself, My wife is my assistant. I have 2 other agents at the moment, and we're about to hire our 3rd agent and our 2nd assistant.
Okay, awesome. So tell us about your internet lead generation process and your conversion process.
So all we focus on is Facebook and Instagram. That's all we do. So I'm on the AOC board. I'm actually the chairman for tech and education department. So I teach 2 classes for Ignite. I teach how to build your brand, and the second class I teach is how to properly follow up with your clients or your leads. That's mainly our bread and butter of how we kind of generate our leads. Is, I mean, I don't know if you guys know what are the 5 rules of your business, of what's your job title, but obviously lead generation is number 1, follow-up is number 2, going on appointments, negotiate contracts, and script practice. So we all know lead generation is important, but what's the second most important? Follow-up. So that you could get 100 leads from social media or past clients, but if you don't know how to properly follow up, if you don't have that foundation structured, then you're basically just throwing away leads. So that's why I teach the class how to properly follow up. And that's why my ROI is so great, because we have those systems and models already in place, so we could do what we do.
Okay. Well, you mentioned ROI, and I know people will get, conversion is also something that I'm sure you track. And so I'd be interested, walk us through kind of what your system looks like, and then talk to us, what are your benchmarks for ROI? If you're going to spend money, what are you expecting in return? And what kind of conversion are you looking at?
Absolutely. Do I have capability of sharing my screen?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, let me know when I have, so share my screen, desktop. So this is my Instagram. So for you guys to see, you guys are welcome to follow me on Instagram. Everything that I put on Instagram will automatically go to our Facebook business page, which is why I'm not opening up the Facebook business page. It's here. One of the things that we do, number 1, on Facebook, we just contact our SOI. Okay. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a high D, high C. So I'm all about numbers. And obviously it takes 12 to 16 attempts to get an actual conversation with a person about real estate. 12 to 16 attempts. This could be a family member. This could be a past client, a friend, or someone that you don't even know. That's how many times. And most agents will give up by the 4th attempt. This is where we excel, because we know we have to keep on following up before we actually get a conversation and before we get them to the appointment. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but you make your money in the appointment. You don't make your money at the closing table. That's where people get, confused. They're like, oh, I got my commission at closing. No, you earned your commission at the appointment. So following up is to set up the appointment, because once you're at the appointment, you build value in yourself where you're allowed to get more leads from that person. So for us, we don't really spend money on marketing. We don't pay for advertisements. We don't boost anything like that. We go just pure organic leads. And we put stuff like this. In San Antonio, I was actually one of the first agents that started doing pictures like this, where we started putting our information on the photo. We wanted to stop the traffic right there on the photo so they could read and then go into the verbiage. We've gotten so many people who will contact us and say, hey, how did you get that 2.7 interest rate? So then it leads up to the conversation of like, are you a first-time home buyer? Yes, I am. Okay. Are you working with a realtor? No, I'm not. Okay. Has anybody explained to you the process from start to finish? And that's where they're like, no. I was like, okay, that's something that we do. We sit down with everybody. We explain to you the process from the beginning to the end. We do it for free. We don't run your credit. We don't make you sign any paperwork. This is just free knowledge. Are you interested? They say yes. We set the appointment. At the appointment, we know that we could build enough value of what we present them that at the end of the day, when we ask them, who else do you know? They give us about 3 other leads right there at the appointment, just because we built so much value and we educated them. And we didn't just brush them off like everybody else. We didn't pre-qualify them on the phone. We didn't tell them, hey, go talk to a lender. No. We gave them the opportunity, come in, share their story. We build value, and we got more leads out of it. So that's why our ROI is so high, and that's why our cost is so low. So just by doing things like this. Another example is we brand. Like every day we have to post something on social media. So we don't go without any day without posting anything. Now there's only 3 things we post. It's either business, family, or family that relating to business. That's it. We don't post politics, we don't post religion, we don't post sports, we don't post anything like that. If it's not real estate and if it's not family, if you don't combine them both, then we don't want to post it. That's basically our motto. Okay. Show you an example. This is a video. So can you guys hear the audio? Are y'all able to? No. So this is like a video that we did for third-party inspections for new build. So we start adding our words, into the video. So I'm going to play the video. I know you probably can't hear it, but at least you could see the messages that we're trying to get across. Sorry. So again, we start using the verbiage. We know that people now are using a lot of emojis. They're using a lot of hashtags. We start implementing this on the pictures to relate with them. Another thing that we're so good at is that when we talk to the client, we kind of dumbify the conversation. And that's what a lot of things people forget is that lenders will use their language about, it's underwriting. Realtors will be like, oh, it's an escrow. Oh, it's impending. Oh, it's under contract. But to the buyer or to the seller, they're like, what is that? I don't even know what that means. So we use simple words that they could understand, which makes us relatable to them, which is why they want to work with us. I don't know if there's another question. I could keep on going all day, as you could see, but do you have another question maybe to segue into something else?
Yeah. If you could maybe walk us through, because like you said, you're spot on. It's the fortunes in the follow-up. And so what does your follow-up system look like? I'm sure it's largely automated. So if you can kind of show us, what that looks like or walk us through it, that would be great.
Absolutely. Okay. So let's just say, sorry. So for example, like a post like this. Can y'all see this picture?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put a post like this and we'll put it on Facebook. And I know it looks a little blurry, but it's actually a really good quality. We'll put it on Facebook and we'll put it to all like the neighborhoods, all those private chats, like, neighborhoods. And basically we'll put something like this and we'll get reached out. And from there, we talk to them, we ask them simple questions. We don't pre-qualify them, but basically what we're trying to do is build, conversation, trying to bring their guard down, and we set the appointment, okay? Now, let's just say they just text us, or let's just say they call us and they just leave a voicemail, we call back, they don't call back. Our process is simply something like this. And I'll be more than happy to share this with you guys. This is something that I give my Ignite students. But this is our follow-up plan that we have. So statistically, like I said, it takes about 12 attempts to actually have a conversation to have with a client, before we talk about real estate. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, how do I track those 12 attempts? When do I know, am I over bothering them? When do I know I'm not calling them too much? So what I did in 1 month right here, I broke up the 12 attempts so that I could track it. Now, this is perfect for cold leads. This is perfect for people who do door knocking, open houses, cold calling. If a warm lead would be someone like a family member or a past client, where you could still put a warm lead here, but you would then space it out. You wouldn't call day 1, day 2, day 3, because you already have that relationship. But for a cold lead, basically on day 1, I'm kind of telling you, call in the morning. Now, I leave a voicemail all the time. Okay, I don't know about you, but I don't call back people who don't leave me voicemails. So I leave a simple voicemail saying, hey, this is Ricardo Gonzalez, your realtor. I just wanted to follow up like promised. You called about XYZ property. Just let me know if you have any questions. Simple voicemail, but I use keywords. I'm your realtor. I'm already implementing in their head, I'm working for you, I use words like I'm following up like promise, because he doesn't remember if we had a conversation or not. A lot of people will just forget that, and those words are very powerful which why they want to call you back. So I leave a voicemail, no response. Then I'll text later in the evening, because you have to understand a lot of people are working during the day, so basically they can't answer the phone. And when they try to call you, it was on their time, whatever time they had available. So we'll text them in the evening. Simple, this is Ricardo Gonzalez, your realtor. Just want to follow up like promised. You called about XYZ property. Let me know if you have any questions. So that's basically right there, 2 attempts in 1 day. So now I know I have 10 more attempts before I actually have an actual conversation with the person. So on day 2, I just switch it up. Text them in the morning, call in the afternoon. On the 3rd day, this is where I send them a text video. So basically I just take the phone, send them a video, say, hey, this is Ricardo Gonzalez, your realtor. You called me about XYZ. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than welcome to help you out for free. Send the video. Now they're putting a face to the image. Now they're probably going to look you up on social media, but at least now you're getting into the whole showing them that you could be multitasking in different ways of communicating. Okay. On day 3, I stalk them. I start trying to look them up on social media. Now I'm not trying to poke them, wave at them or anything like that. I just add them to my, list, because I want them to start tracking what I do. I've gotten so much business from people who follow me and they tell me, hey, Ricardo, it was between you and another realtor, but I saw your social media and you look like you're busy. You know what you're doing. So we chose you just by doing that, which is why we just add them. Okay. Let me know if I'm going too fast, because I don't even know how much time I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody in the room, just be, if you've got questions, I'm going to save, we'll go through a little bit more, but we'll save a few minutes for the agents in the room to ask questions, or if you've got a question, put it in the chat. So we've got a couple more minutes and then we'll go to questions. So yeah.
Okay.
If you could talk to us, what are some scripts? Scripts is, everybody kind of wants to know, like, what are you saying that creates engagement? So do you have some, I know you just shared a couple, but let's say somebody's been kind of just not engaging. Do you have a script that kind of helps in
so you have to use the scripts we use. Is not like we use like the scripts, I guess what I'm trying to say, the scripts we use, we talk about them within ourselves. If I was this person, how would I want to be talked to? So every time that I create a script, I tell it to myself when I was buying a home, how would you relate? How would you understand this? I try to make it so simple. So it just depends on the ad that we put. We talk about renting, then the script will probably be like, hey, Ben, I saw that you clicked on this ad. Basically, you had questions about renting. I don't know if you know, but right now rents are going sky high and you can actually be getting a mortgage payment for a lower cost. I would love to explain it to you for free. Just give me a call. I'm here to help. Simple script. Like I said, I just created that out of thin air. It was not something that I generated or found someone. It's just I pay attention to what I'm posting, and then that's how I talk about it to myself of how I would relate it to them. And I ask myself, is this so easy for them to understand? If that makes sense. And then I keep on using that same script. Every time I text them, I don't really change it up. I just change from good morning to good evening. Just wanted to follow up like promised. Hey, I'm just checking up on you to make sure you're okay. I start showing that I'm coming from contribution and that I just want to help. That's it.
Yeah. Great. Tell us a little bit about anything that you're doing in your lead gen time or your lead follow-up time that's changed now that you're leveraging a team. So some things that you're having your agents doing compared to what you're doing.
Yes. So what you guys have to understand that you have to start planning that you're going to be busy. At one point, if you guys are starting right now, if you're brand new agents, you're probably thinking, well, I'm not busy at the moment, but you're going to be busy. If you lead generate 1 hour a day, at one point, you're going to be so busy that you're going to start forgetting to follow up with people, which means you have to start creating systems. And that's where I think a lot of people don't have these systems. So one of the things we have, for example, is we have a private chat. We use an app called WhatsApp. I don't know if y'all heard of that app before, but we create a folder called January 2021 leads. So every time that we're driving, every time we're at the groceries, every time that we come into someone that potentially talked to us about real estate, we take a screenshot of that conversation, of that phone number, whatever it is, and we throw it into this chat right here. We'll put a tons of emojis, you know, so that it pops out. And then we'll put a picture of the conversation, the phone number, and we'll put a brief description of what the call was about, you know, so that every morning when we wake up, that's the first thing we look at. We look into that chat box, we add them to command. And once we add them to command, we start following up this system that I'm showing you right here, and we start the process. Great. Now, the goal is just ask questions. The person that asks the most questions is the one that always wins. And typically, after asking so many good questions, set the appointment. And that's where you know that when you come to the appointment, you're now not only trying to get their business, you're trying to get their friends and family business, which is why we try to create more value.
Yeah, I love that you're teeing up the referral right away. That's so smart, and you know, why not, right?
Exactly.
So we do have a question, and you did mention that you'll share this document. So if you don't mind emailing that to me, then I can share that with the agents, because they're interested in seeing that. And then we've got a question in the chat. Who is on the WhatsApp group? Is the whole team on the WhatsApp group?
The whole team. So at first it was just me. it was just me by myself, just so I could track the leads, because again, you're at an open house and people are calling you. So the best thing you could do is just take a screenshot, you know, even if you didn't get the name or number, just take a screenshot, throw it in there. That way the next thing you'd be like, hey, I'm so sorry, I didn't catch your name. What's up? How can I help you? And then you start taking your notes. So at first it was just me, but now it's like my assistant and all my agents are there. And basically that's where we throw everything in there. And now my assistant, my wife, she knows every morning, she opens it up and starts updating everything from there.
Awesome. Okay. If anybody is on Zoom and wants to put a question in the chat, who's got questions in the room? For Wayne.
How do you leverage your team if you don't buy leads or spend any money on marketing? What value do you bring to your team?
Okay, so the question, I have to repeat the question because we've got some speaker issues. So how do you leverage your team? So if you're not paying for leads, how are you helping your team get leads, or what's kind of the value that you're bringing to the team?
Well, the number one value that I'm providing for my team is my time. I mean, that's the most valuable thing that I could provide to them. My knowledge, my system, my models. So right there is that. Two, I'm the one getting the listings, which means I put all their names on my listings. So we're generating leads that way. Second, you know, we have a little rotating thing. So basically every 3 leads that come, it goes to the next agent. Every 3 leads that come goes to the next agent. So at the end of the day, everybody's getting some leads. Again, I'm teaching them, I'm giving them all my past clients, which means like they're able to use my past clients' pictures, closing, things like that to put on their social media. So it makes them look like they're busy already compared to just starting off and not having any content. So any content that I put on my social media, they automatically put it to their social media and they start looking busy. And then right now at the moment, I'm going to all their buyer presentations, all their listing presentations. So I'm basically closing them for them, but they're hearing me how I'm using my verbiage. They're seeing how I'm doing it. So at one point they could start doing it on their own.
Okay, great. Other questions?
Yeah, I have 2 questions.
Great.
First, how's the Riverwalk doing right now? And second, if you already have like a personal Instagram page where there's hundreds of pictures, you already have a good number of followers, is it smarter to just keep that one and roll in your real estate business into that one, or create a professional realtor Instagram profile?
So in my opinion, I only have one Instagram. My Instagram is my business, and that's where I put all my family and my business. That's all I post. So I only have one account. We are going to do another business account on Instagram for everybody to put all their stuff there. But if you're an individual agent, all you need to do is manage one account, because I mean, you're going to be so busy that you're not going to be able to manage too many accounts. So I would just stick to one. And as far as the Riverwalk, all I do is go to work and go home. That's it. With the whole COVID-19, I don't do anything. I haven't gone out or gone to dinner in over a year and a few months now. Yeah.
Gosh darn COVID. All right. Well, Ricardo, I'm gonna be sure that we share your contact information in our Facebook
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Is it okay with you if people have questions afterwards, if they reach out to
Yes.
you? And I'm
Yes.
gonna guess if they have San Antonio referrals, they can contact you as well.
Absolutely. And then guys, if you guys want me to come back and teach an actual class, like how I teach my night class, just let me know. I'll be more than happy. Because like I said, this follow-up plan is intense. Once I teach it and once I show you other little tricks, you're like, okay, like, because to be honest, I don't do open houses. I don't do cold calling. I don't do door knocking. All I really do now is just basically social media and go to appointments. That's all I do. But it starts with the follow-up and it starts with the content that you're putting up.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, Ricardo, we really appreciate your time. And I know that we had a little tip of the iceberg of your knowledge on this subject, but we're really excited, and our productivity coach is very interested in having you come and teach for the Market Center. So we'll be back in touch with you. So thanks so much, and thanks everybody for being here.
Bye guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks everybody.